I had taken a cruise ship galley tour before, but this one gave me information that I did not know before. I'm the NYC Traveler. In the galley or kitchen of a ship, food is prepared for thousands of people, including the customers and the crew. It's extremely organized and somewhat regulated. We're saying somewhat because there are so-called legal practices that are also cause of concern for the environment. At any given time, while a ship is in a U.S. port, inspectors can come aboard without any warning. This means that the galleys have to always maintain the health and safety standards, which they should do anyway. Within the galley are multiple hand-washing stations. The crew has to wash their hands when they move from place to place and when they enter the galley. When the food travels from the galley, it stays covered up so that it remains free of dust and other particles floating in the air, and so that it stays at the right temperature. Any food going to the buffets, for example, has a time stamped on it. Food must be changed out within 4 hours, even if the serving tray is at the right temperature. So if you see staff members changing out a full tray of food, it's because the time is up. The most surprising thing is what happens to the old food. It actually goes into the ocean. Well, it gets processed with water and discharged as a liquid. The legitimate concerns are about adding chemicals from processed foods or foods that are not organic into the food chain, as well as food that sea life would not normally consume. To that end, some environmental and sea life groups have report cards about cruise lines that are not favorable. In fact, cruising is not considered good for the environment by many groups. This makes this form of travel, like other forms of travel, controversial, because so many countries depend on the economy and they suffer when tourism is down. Not only does cruising provide jobs for the ports they visit, but also for the many staff members and crew members that are on the ship itself. But all forms of travel have their issues, and the best thing that travelers can do is to ask questions of their providers about their practices, and then to do the best they can to practice good environmental practices personally. Meanwhile, I'm the NYC Traveler, and we've been touring the galley of a cruise ship.